Live from Latrobe Motorsports Studios, this is Ride Along with Howie, from the fast half-mile track at Latrobe Speedway, where it's grassroots racing at its finest. Here's Howie.
Race fans, who's ready to go for a ride? It's Ride Along, sponsored by SMB Promotion and Latrobe Speedway. Our guest tonight is the winner of Fall Fest four-cylinder division, the one and only Mr. Adam Pletcher. Adam, welcome to Ride Along.
Hey, Howie, thanks for having
me. Yeah, thanks for going for a ride. We greatly appreciate it. One thing I got to say about you is whenever you show up with that four-cylinder, you're always one of the fastest cars at the track. You made a name. You've been racing for what, Adam? About 12, 14 years now?
2007 I started.
Okay.
Not quite sure how many years. I took a few years off.
Yes. You started out in the four cylinders, and it just seems to be that's the magical division for Adam Pletcher. You're always up front. It doesn't matter where you're running at with those cars. What is it about those cars that you like?
Howie, I don't know if it's my magical division, but it's probably the most affordable division. I kind of like this class. I work on cars on a daily basis, and you kind of have to build everything on a four-cylinder to make it go around. You just don't go to a speed shop and buy a part, like you would for a late model or anything like that. You kind of have to fabricate your own stuff to make it work.
But you've actually ran into higher divisions and won. You won a lot with the pure stocks, but you mentioned you took some time off from racing, and you started a family. Most recent time off you took, but when you came back, man, you just haven't missed a lick. And like I said, it doesn't matter the track; you're always up front.
I really liked pure stock. The problem with the pure stock is the rules. They change the rules every year, or at least they did when I ran. And help's the biggest thing for me. It's not so much that I can't afford, to move up to a late model. It's just I don't have the help. And being that I run my own business and I have a family, I guess another division is just a lot more work than I can do by myself.
It seems like when you get to the track, the four cylinders, you can't go crazy. There's not a lot of adjustments to do at the track. So that probably plays in your factor where with the limited crew, it is what you got. What you brought is what you got, basically, right?
Yeah, I change a little bit of things. Not usually too much. Maybe a little bit of air pressure, maybe some stagger, depending on how the track is, but it's, I'm not changing anything else. Not like a late model where you can change, bars and shocks, and, I don't have that.
What do you enjoy most about the four cylinders, besides the competitiveness for the price? It seems like you guys are all really tight in that division, too. The camaraderie, the friendships.
Yeah, it seems like, everybody seems, for the most part, to want to help everybody else. There's a few that are kind of a hardball. And I guess I can be a hardball at times, too. But for the most part, we all try to help and have fun. And, unfortunately, the prices of this class, as well as every other class, keeps going up. But, it's just one of those things where it seems like it's the most simplest class to be in. Even though it's probably not. They say, I had a few other people that were late model drivers that driven my car, and they said it's a lot harder to drive a four-cylinder than a late model. Well, I don't know how true that is, but, I guess this is just kind of where I belong in racing.
Well, one thing, people think, okay, it's a four-cylinder and you don't do anything, but you guys are also playing around with tire sizes, transmissions, trying to get everything to basically, I don't know if the correct word is sync up, but work together to make the car the best it can be. Am I right on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of different variables. I'm not sure about every every make. But for me, I mean, there's 4 or 5 different transmissions that we swap out if I have that gear ratio. When I came down to Latrobe, I had to change transmissions because I had a short track transmission in, and it's just kind of trying to find the best, I don't know, gear ratio to tire setup to get you where you need to be. I mean, I guess it's not as simple as, it used to be. Cars, I think, are a lot faster than when I first started. But it's still a lot of work, but I don't know, it's simpler for me. I don't know if it's because I work on cars. I know a lot of people, that they don't work on cars, so they struggle a little bit on their race car. They have somebody else that helps them. Luckily, I have the knowledge for the most part to be able to keep my car running, keep it up front.
Now, one thing in your career, as far as I can remember, you've always been in a Chevy. And is that choice, or that's just where the knowledge that you have is?
I started out in a Chevy. I've always had a Chevy. I've always been a Chevy person. I'm not sure if I'm even Chevy now. I just think that's just what I know. I actually intended to buy a Ford when I first started racing, but I wasn't able to get the car. So I kind of Chevy was actually my second option, but it ended up being my first option when I didn't get the car. But I know how to set the Chevy up. It seems like I can keep it pretty much where it needs to be on the track. So I just feel like I'm more comfortable in a Chevy than trying to start over. A lot of people go with Honda. I never cared for them. I don't know nothing about them. So, I mean, I'm kind of late in my career to switch a different make and start all over.
Now, one thing also that you've done, you also help out a lot of the drivers too. And you kind of took Tyler Huffman under your wing, we'll say. And man, he runs a Neon, and I got to tell you, they're nice. That's the fastest car on the track too.
Yeah, you know what, Tyler, he come a long way. I'm glad when he first started winning a couple races, I can say that I helped him out a little bit. And just kind of helped him with some setup points and some driving. He'd come in and I'd tell him what he did wrong. Or I'd probably yell at him. I wouldn't tell him. I'd yell at him, tell him what he did wrong. And I guess he just kind of learned. And he's usually pretty fast. I mean, and the Neons come a long way since, back in the day. I think they're coming even better now. So I think he'll be all right. I think you're going to see some changes with him next year. Make him a little faster too. And he just struggled a lot this year. He had some problems with that new engine he had built or refreshing. And I don't think he really got it figured out till the end of the year. So.
And he did pick up a win late in the year, so I mean, had to be rewarding there. And you guys ran pretty close together at Fall Fest, and at one point we thought you were going to get the sweep, and on Friday night you got involved in a wreck, and I don't want to say everybody's amazement, but to some people's surprise, you guys thrashed all night on that number 13, and man, you came back and you were on a mission. And I know you've won a lot of races at a lot of tracks, but it always seemed like you've been a short track master. How big was it to get that first win on a truly big track?
I never really did well on big tracks. I've won a couple races. I've won at Cumberland and Clearfield. And I went down to Bristol this year, which we did horrible at, but I never really did that well. But I've always, I liked Latrobe. I really liked the track. So it was nice. It was nice to win there. And I tell you, I like Mike. He's a hell of an announcer, and I really wanted to win while he was announcing. And, Friday, there were some things that happened. I thought that I felt that I was going to sweep that weekend, but unfortunately, something happened on that back stretch that, took me out. So, I'm just happy that we were able to get the car put back together. They needed a good amount of work and come back, Saturday and have a good run be able to win there, and I'm hoping I can come back, next year and maybe win a couple races too. I'm friends with the Coughlers and all them, and I know they're pretty strong there. So I'd like to come down and play with them for a little bit too.
You've won some races at Hummingbird, Cumberland, Latrobe, Dog Hollow. Out of all the wins, you won, I know, with the stock car up at Roaring Knob, but is there one win that sticks out? And if so, why?
Well, the one win that I remember more than anything was not in a four-cylinder. It would be my first ever pure stock win at Dog Hollow, and I was running. I actually beat Tim Walker, and he was always very fast, and I just somehow managed to get him on a restart, and it was just a good race, and for some reason that race always sticks out for me as I honestly enjoy every time I race and win because I don't know how much time I have left racing. My kids are getting older, got another baby coming. I'd love to get my son into it and maybe live it through him. So every time I get out there and race, win, lose, whatever, I enjoy it, for the most part. So I'm just very fortunate I'm able to even, still get out there, with the way things are nowadays.
You think you're going to try Bristol again, or?
I'd like to, but I'd like to take, I'd like to change some things on. It depends on my age, and I got to get a refresh, and it's 2 seasons old, so I'm not sure if that will be done in time. I just think that Bristol is a very hard track for a Chevrolet to win at. These Hondas, they can really rev up really high and build a lot more power. And I think it's kind of like a losing game going down there for a Chevy. But, I tell everybody to go down there once because the track is amazing. You don't understand banking and speed until you go there.
How would you relate to speed-wise Latrobe to Bristol?
I think Latrobe's pretty fast. I ran a PPMS this year, and they were saying that PPMS is a lot faster than Latrobe. And I felt like Latrobe was faster for me. Bristol's really fast. I never lifted. I held it wide open, flat foot. I've done that once or twice in practice at Latrobe, but I don't know if I could do that during a race with the other cars to where you do that at Bristol. With Bristol, anytime you let off the pedal, you're losing a few spots. You can't lose any momentum. I would think that, I'm sure the speeds are pretty close. I think I would run almost a similar size tire. Maybe a little bigger at Bristol, considering I have to keep my momentum. But definitely Latrobe is a fast place. I think it's a lot faster or similar to PPMS and Bristol.
How did you get involved in racing, Adam? Were you a fan in the stand and just finally convinced yourself or family you wanted to do it, or a dare? Or
my dad actually raced Marion Center, and when Wimber Speedway, the guy he was working for, they actually had a micro sprint, and they raced Bedford, Marion Center, Wimber, and I was probably 14 to 15 years old, and then the owner of the car had a bad rollover at Bedford, and they got rid of it when I was 16. So that was kind of, I would always go to the races here and there. I guess early on I didn't have the funds to get a car. I didn't have nobody to help me. It wasn't until probably my early, maybe 23, 24, until I actually ended up going with another car to go Holo. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up getting one, and then been there ever since.
Where did the number 13 come from?
It's a good question, Howie. I don't know. I just always been a number I liked. Everybody said it was an unlucky number, so I guess I kind of wanted to prove people that maybe it wasn't so unlucky. So it just kind of stuck with me. And then I guess yellow and the 13 kind of just stuck, and that's kind of where I'm at with mainly all my cars.
Well, Adam, now is a chance. Why don't we go ahead and thank all the marketing partners and the pit crew and everybody gives their time so that 13 can go around the track.
Yeah, I'd like to thank MWR Technology. He's my Ecotech builder out of Illinois. I don't feel that anybody can build a better engine. I've had great luck, good success with him. Ron's Tire, Johnstown, he provides me all my tires. Battery Warehouse of Johnstown, Fairfield Avenue Auto Exchange, which is me. Fairfield Avenue Notary Service, that's my dad's business. My buddy Brad, I really don't even think I could even get to the track without him. I mean, the countless hours he's put in, before work, after work, on the weekends. I mean, he's pretty much, when I throw it in the towel, he's there doing it. My fiance, my kids, everybody there, each and every night or during the week or at the track, Tyler, Joe, Dayton, they're all at one point giving me a hand and vice versa.
So it's the Chevy versus the Neons.
I think it is, but I think the Chevy's going to come out top, Howie. I don't think I keep telling Tyler he needs to build a Chevy because I told him I'm going to spank him next year, but we'll see what happens.
What are the plans for next year? Are you going to possibly make a run for a championship or just bounce around and have some fun?
Howie, I used to like to go for points. I've been a couple times I was leading points, but the problem for me is with points is I feel obligated to be at one track. And when you break down or you wreck, you're kind of stressed out and you want to try to get there so you don't, you can continue to be the points leader. I don't know if I want to run one particular track. I don't know with the new baby how much I'll be able to run. I definitely want to come to Latrobe a few times next year. I mean, possibly. I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility that I could try to run there a season. I like to bounce around. I tell everybody, you can't just run one track. Once you get good at one track and you get comfortable, I mean, you're not challenging yourself. I mean, you've got to go other places, and there's so many nice tracks out there not to go to. And then, like I said, once you get, you win a couple races at your home track, you got to branch out. I mean, you got to get better. You just keep going the same place, you'll never get better. You're always constantly used to that track. I mean, I like the challenge. There's it's nice traveling. I mean, it's tough now with the way, prices are, but I mean, hopefully things get better to where, we're able to travel. But as of now, I mean, I'd like to, I'd like to come to Latrobe a good bit. My buddies are there, so that makes it nice. It's nice to be able to see them because, they're a little bit, I don't get to talk to them or see them much on, not during racing because they're busy and they're, Tyler's having a baby too. So, things are going to get hectic. So, I mean, as of now, that's my plans.
You guys are taking this whole competition to see who can do what first to a new level, let alone on the track, but who's going to have the baby first?
Well, I'm going to beat them there. I believe my daughter should be born in January, and I believe his daughter should be born maybe March.
Well, let's just hope for two healthy babies. And you know what, Adam, I want to appreciate and I want to thank you for what you've done. You did some stuff behind the scenes. One thing was you started at back you bought all the kids ice cream one night, and it's stuff like that we're very family oriented at Latrobe, and for you to go ahead and do something like that, it just says a lot about you and your business and your values. And, you know, you did some other stuff but I want to thank you for what you did this year at Latrobe.
I kind of got a soft spot for kids, Howie. I'll always help. I plan on helping this year. You know, it's nice to see the kids get candy or ice cream, or, you know, now that I have kids, it's like an added bonus, you know. But I just try to help out what I can. You know, obviously I want to see every track succeed. I'd like to see everybody happy, but, you know, sometimes that doesn't always happen. You know, I wish I could say everything's perfect all the time, but it's not. But, I mean, next year's going to come, and, you know, I'm going to donate candy and ice cream and all that stuff, too. So hopefully none of that changes, and, you know, we can all continue to be happy, or as happy as we can be.
Well, again, I want to appreciate your time and thank you for going for a ride. And race fans, be sure to keep your eyes on the pilot number 13, Fairfield Avenue Auto Exchange, car number 13, the driver, Mr. Adam Pletcher. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you, Howie.
Race fans, I want to thank everybody who came out this past Saturday and made our first swap meet very successful. We had over 25 vendors. I talked to them all, and everybody said they did some business. They were very happy. I want to thank the fans who came out. I want to thank the other teams that came out and purchased stuff. And, you know, we're planning on doing at least one, maybe two next year. Again, thanks for that. Also, on behalf of SMB Promotion and the Bates family, I want to thank everybody who came out and participated in Trunk or Treat. A lot of the teams took it to the next level, bringing their enclosed trailers and making haunted houses out of them and bringing their cars and scaring them up. And, I mean, it was awesome. I believe they had over 60 kids out there for Trunk or Treat, so that was great. Plans are in the works to do it again next year. Just also want to let everybody know that right now we're going to kind of put the ride along in a little bit of a hiatus. What we're going to do is we're going to come once a month, and we're going to figure out exactly when, and we'll give you some updates on the stuff, like what's going on with the season upcoming. We'll do a recap of the awards banquet, which is December 17th. It's not too late to get your tickets. It's a great time. Drivers, highly recommend coming. The awards they give away are amazing. You know, we'll have other stuff. We'll also have a rules meeting. But please, for all the latest information, be sure to check out the Latrobe Speedway Facebook page, our website. There'll be a lot of great updates on there. And I think the plan is right now we're going to do it once a month until we get close to race season to ride along, and then we'll go back into doing it weekly. We're also looking for sponsors for that. Also looking for sponsors for the 2023 race season. Again, all that information is going to be on our Facebook page and our website. While I have a chance, I want to thank all of our 2022 sponsors, which include Joe's Body Shop and Towing, Specialty Metals, K2 Engineering, Rock Auto, DJS Swag, Seal Type, Stone & Company, Vinyl Destination, SMB Promotions, and Latrobe Glass and Mirror. They came on, but more importantly, I know with the holidays coming up and a lot of people are looking for jobs, don't forget, General Cartwright is hiring. For more information, check out their website. I do know their benefits start immediately. At this point, I'd also like to thank a couple companies and a person who came up with the idea for the ride-along, Joe's Body Shop and Towing and SMB Promotions, for sponsoring this. And I want to thank my producer, Justin, and his daughter, who came up with the idea for the ride-along. It's been a blast. And I tell you what, I can't wait for 2023. And race fans, like I always say, please support those companies that support racing, and we'll see you in 2023. Thanks, guys.